Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So this is a topic that I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I just wanted to talk about a comment that I've heard multiple people say, and I don't really know that I understand where they're coming from on it. And they talk about, basically having, the one gun, if they could have one gun, they would have a 12 gauge shotgun, and that would be their gun, their main gun, their one gun, go-to gun. And I don't really understand that. So let me start off by saying I think that a 12 gauge shotgun, semi-automatic or pump, double barrel, breakover, whatever, is a great gun for home defense. Okay, I think it's a really good gun for home defense. I don't know that it's the best gun for home defense, but I think it definitely has some strong uses in a home defense situation. I also think that a 12 gauge is a very versatile gun that could be used in multiple situations. You can use slugs with it, you can use buckshot, you can use birdshot. Some of the guns, the breakover guns, you can get the inserts to shoot other calibers. When you do that, you really have to know what the capabilities of those inserts are, because they don't have the kind of accuracy that you would think. You know what I mean? You're pretty limited on the accuracy with those. So that's not kind of the end all be all, I don't think. But in a post-apocalyptic kind of situation where you're having to scrounge ammo, there's certainly some value in having those. So I'm not dissing them. And the shotgun has good power. 12 gauge shotgun, will definitely put people down and that kind of thing. There's a lot of misconceptions about how powerful a 12 gauge shotgun is, though. Like, some people think that, you shoot an engine block and it'll stop a car and all this kind of stuff. Well, if you get lucky in where it hits, maybe it will. But a lead slug is pretty soft. It's going to deform when it hits an impact and all that kind of stuff. And it's not a car stopper. It's not like a 50 BMG. You know what I mean? The other thing is that, even a level 3A vest won't stop it will stop a 12 gauge shotgun. Now, you probably have some broken ribs because of all the force of the impact and that kind of thing. But it doesn't have the penetrating power of even a 5.56. So there's some downsides to it, and I think that if you're in a situation where you have a home and you have however much ammo you want, however much ammo you need, or like if you're in a bug out location where you're going to use it for hunting game, upland game birds and different kind of game and stuff, and you've got plenty of places to store the ammo and stuff like that, a shotgun can be pretty good. But if you're in a situation where you're going to have to leave, your home, or you're preparing for the eventuality that something could force you from your home, and you have to bug out, then I think only having a shotgun to take with you is a mistake. And the reason I say that is because it has lower capacity. Unless you have some kind of specialized 12 gauge, a Remington 870 with an extended tube, you might be able to hold 10, maybe 11 at the most. I think my 3-gun one will hold 10. So, 10 shots. That's not a lot. It's a third of the capacity of an AR-15. Reloading, it takes considerable time unless you're very skilled at it, and you can practice speed loading and stuff like that. Ammo is it's very bulky, very heavy. Carrying even 100 rounds of 12 gauges, it's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight, and if you're trying to stick to a ratio, kind of like I had talked about in other videos, of 20 to 25% of your body weight or something, you start carrying 100 rounds of ammo on there and you're adding weight quick. Throw in 200, 250, a flat of 12 gauge shells, and you're really humping a lot of weight. When you start adding your food and water to it and all that kind of stuff, it makes a huge difference. So, and you also have limited range. You don't really have a good ability to engage people with even mediocre accuracy, probably more than, if you're a really good shot, 200 yards. Average shot, probably 100, depending on the kind of sights that you have and the setup and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it could go a little more or a little less, but that's a generality. With buckshot, 100 yards is probably going to be a good max. Probably more likely going to be inside that. Birdshot, obviously, you got no range, and it's not an effective killing, cartridge. So I think there's some strong points to a shotgun, and I think a 12 gauge shotgun is among the 7 guns that I would recommend everybody have. But it's definitely not the one gun that I would take with me if I had to be mobile. I think there's a huge disadvantage, numerous disadvantages like we were just talking about, that could be surpassed by other weapons platforms, other systems and stuff like that. And I'm not here to necessarily say which one's the best and all that kind of stuff. I would just encourage you to look for other possibilities, and consider what you're having to do. Because there's definitely, AR-15 is one. A lot of people advocate 22. 22 is a lethal, caliber, and it can kill people out quite a ways. But it is certainly more underpowered, and it can definitely, the wound cavity that it causes is significantly smaller, significantly less traumatic when upon impact. So it doesn't have the same killing power that a 5.56 does. That's just my opinion. But great advantage to the 22. Ammo's small. You can carry 1,000 rounds, in probably the same weight as maybe 75 rounds of 12 gauge, something like that. When you start looking at that differential, I mean, that's a big difference. And I'm just guessing on these weights. I haven't done any scientific measuring or anything. And 5.56 is kind of somewhere in the middle. You get additional range, you get good lethality. You can carry a little bit more ammo, and you got a higher capacity in the magazine and stuff like that. So, there's other weapons. 308 you could throw in there. AK-47 same way. There's different kind of things. But it all just depends on what you're going to be using it for. These other guns have fallbacks when it comes to hunting, small game, and that kind of thing. So there's definitely trade-offs, and I'm not saying that there is any one gun, because quite honestly, I don't believe there's any one gun, because every gun is, generally speaking, purpose-built for a specific purpose. And so to me, if you're going to be a prepper, you should have at least 7 guns, and I'll do another video on that talks about what I think those are. But within your group, you should have a variety of weapons, that are made for specific tasks and stuff like that. Obviously, they need to be able to cross, work in different situations. But anyway, so one shotgun, the need for one shotgun, I just don't see it. And if you guys are somebody who thinks that 12 gauge shotgun is the one gun you got to have, let me know in the comments below why you say that, because I just don't understand it, and I don't agree with it right now. But I'm definitely open to listening to what you have to say and to see why you think that it is the best gun. I get that it's versatile. I get that, but the drawbacks seem to outweigh the versatility to me. I guess that's kind of where I'm at. So anyhow, as always, guys, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation, prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.